Hi there guys, welcome back to another video on the Retrobrown Solo Challenges. We are on day 13 of month of Retrobrown, and today we are starting with a Golduck Solo Run. Yeah, a Golduck Solo Run. I don't think you've seen too many of these on YouTube. So what makes Golduck unique compared to other Pokemon, especially the water types in Gen 1? Well, it's got pretty good stats, to be fair. I mean, look at that. We've got a total of 500, and they're quite evenly spread. The higher ones are only a few points above, like, the lowest ones, to be fair. And what makes it quite unique is actually we don't get any water-type moves until we're level, 59 when we get Hydro Pump? Which isn't great. We get a majority of our water moves via TMs. So, with that in mind, and we don't even get a water-type move until after Brock, how are we going to do against him? That's what I want to find out. What also makes Golduck unique as well, we can learn Psychic-type moves. Well, I say that, we can learn 2 Psychic-type moves, Confusion and Rest. We don't learn Psychic, which is going to be a bit of a problem, because if we wanted to utilise that, we really would want Psychic over Confusion. So considering the variation of moves that we actually get, how are we going to get past all these trainers? Especially Brock. I mean, the rival to the west of Viridian is going to be quite easy, to be fair. We're level 9. We've already got this far through the battle without taking too much damage. We have been leech seeded, which isn't great. But as long as we can hit those scratches, we do a lot of damage against the Bulbasaur. Annoyingly though, because of the amount of damage we're taking via leech seed, we do get a few growls, but we managed to just hang on and beat him first try. But that brings the question, how are we going to beat Brock when we have no water-type moves as a water-type Pokemon? Not very easily, that's all I'll say. So, there's no real point really using Tail Whip, considering he's just going to use Defense Curl and get it straight back up. So what we've got to kind of hope for are the critical hit chances and to take him down with Scratch. But with the amount of hits it takes, even at level 11, Geodude's just doing too much damage to us. We can't reduce its attack, we can't reduce anything that he can't already increase anyway. And we get down to 4 HP, we disable of all moves as well, 55% accuracy. It's a pointless move in my opinion, just very annoying when it gets used against you. So we're going to have to level up a little bit. We're going to have to go against the Metapods in Viridian Forest, and that means we will lose a bit of time, really. At level 15, we have a better chance of completing this challenge. We're against Brock. So, because of level 15, we've got that attack up, we've got some HP up as well. We're actually dealing decent damage via Scratch. Now, when the Onix comes out, it's just honestly the first time we see Onix in any of the attempts that I did. Level 15 was the first time we saw him. He's going to start using Bide, so at that point we can then use Tail Whip. But I also learned something interesting. If you disable Bide while he's using it, it cancels it out. It's quite fun. it kind of leaves him a bit like, oh, what do I do now? And with that, we can give ourselves enough chances to then take him down with Scratch. And it becomes quite an easy battle, comparably, really, with that. Level 15, 16 is not too bad for a Pokemon that is using only normal type moves. But now we've beaten Brock, we can go through to Mount Moon, we can pick up Water Gun, our first water move of the game, and then we can move through to Misty. Now Misty should be an easiest battle, because she'll only use Tackle on us because we're a water type Pokemon. So we can kind of set up our Tail Whips, we can scratch away, and we won't take too much damage. The Starmie's probably going to be the more annoying one to take out, but even if she uses extra defend, we're going to be using Tail Whip anyway. So we've got the defense a little bit down, we get a critical hit there, two Tail Whips down, and we're just going to work our way through the battle nice and calmly. Considering how Psyduck has these chronic headaches, Golduck is just nice and chill right now. We're nice and chill. We also pick up Bubble Beam, which is an even better move than Water Gun, and we can move along Nugget Bridge. There's another move that I want to pick up on the way there, and you can pick up Seismic Toss on the Nugget Bridge route, which is going to be a good move, but it's not going to be the best move that we want from this route as well. The move that we really want from this route is the only ground type move that we can learn, which is Dig. Now in Gen 1, Dig is 100% power, 100% accuracy. So it's a fantastic move to use considering we've got quite even stats everywhere. It means that when it comes to the likes of Agatha, we've got a super effective move to help us along. And moving on to the SSN, we're not really having any problems whatsoever. We've had one loss to Brock. We're kind of just nicely sailing through this run. It's going really quickly, but it just feels nice and calm. It's been quite a fun run so far. Golduck is quite enjoyable to play as. When it comes to the Kadabra, we also have picked up my favourite move, Body Slam, and it's going to one-hit it to take it down. Next up is the Ivysaur, and one Body Slam is more than enough to take it out. As I said, nice and chill. We're not worrying too much about it on this one. So now we need to go up against Lieutenant Surge. He got promoted in the last video back to Lieutenant. Can we demote him again back to Private? So we've got Dig on our move roster, and that's going to one-shot the Voltorb. Nice. Next up's the Pikachu. It's got bad defenses. We're going to go for Dig. Nice, and it's down. Last up is the Raichu. I'm not sure if we outspeed this, but we do. We dig. And nice. A nice easy win. First time victory, and Surge has gone back down to Private class. We can move on. This is just a nice, calm run where we're decimating the entire Kanto region with a Golduck. So when we go to Celadon, we go and open up Saffron City with a freshwater. I did this because when I was doing the run, I actually wasn't looking at my moveset, and I was thinking, yeah, I've got Celadon, I can get a Saffron. I can go to Mr. Psychic's house and get the Psychic TM. And this is where I realised I really should have looked back at the TM move pool. Because, as you can see here, we go to open up the TM, and we actually can't learn Psychic as a Golduck. And I feel like that is really, really bad in Gen 1. We can get Confusion, but why can't we get Psychic? It makes no sense to me. Next up, though, we go back to Celadon, and we can go against Giovanni. So, Giovanni's got 2 rock Pokemon. Water Gun is going to be more than enough to take him down. And last up is Kangaskhan. We've got Bubble Beam, we've got Water Gun, we've got Dig, we've got Body Slam. We've got a pretty damn good moveset here. Body Slam's the best one to be using against the Kangaskhan. I mean, we could use Bubble Beam and get the same type of attack bonus, but it probably will be doing around about the same as Body Slam. So it's 6 and 2 freeze in that regard. And we head off to Lavender Tower. Now, considering we've just met the rival here, we're watching him mourn his Raticate. If you believe that that schoolyard rumour. And we're going to just send more of his Pokemon to the Shadow Realm here. So 2 Body Slams is more than enough to take down that Gyarados. Growlithe now comes out, and we're going to Water Gun it. And we're going to put it back in the grave. Kadabra is out, and a Body Slam takes it down. Next up's Ivysaur, and a Dig will just decimate it. Oh no, wait, it hung on. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind for later. The Dig did not take him out fully. Okay, that's interesting. So next up, we're going to go back to Erica. We've kind of done this in a little bit of a weird order. But considering we're weak to grass types, we've not been winning against Erica recently. I was very hesitant to go against her. We do have Ice Beam on our move roster, and we are just decimating. We wanted the levels up to be at level 36 to come for this. We didn't want to lose and waste time against Erica. We do get hit by a big Petal Dance, but 2 Ice Beams more than enough to take it down. You might be wondering, why are you over-leveling so much to do this? Doesn't this just make it too easy? I've been doing a lot of these solo runs recently. Give me a break. So, we're going to play some sweet tunes to this Snorlax. Wake it up in a grumpy rage. And then we're going to Body Slam it. I mean, imagine getting woken up by being body slammed by a huge humanoid duck. That'd be hilarious. Terrifying, but hilarious. And if you aren't aware of this little glitch as well, if you didn't pick up the bike, you can actually still get a free bike on the cycling road. What you have to do, though, is go to one of the 2 gatehouses without a bike, and just kind of keep pushing left every time that he says you can't go through. It'll eventually let you through, and you can just pick up a free bike. You don't even need to go and get the bike voucher. I've started doing this on some of my runs. Actually, it does save you some time, so it's worth doing every now and then. Against Koga, we've got super effective Dig, which is going to take out most of his poison types. We are poisoned, but I'm also not too worried about this fight. We do learn Confusion now at level 39 of all times. And, you know, I'm not even going to teach it. Not even going to teach it, even though it's probably the move that Golduck and Psyduck are most known for. I'm not even going to teach it. We've got much better moves on our roster. We've got better stab moves that are on our roster. And Weezing comes out. We're actually we're trying to play for the Dig Self-Destruct. We get it, and we get a first-time victory against Koga. I love it when that strategy plays off. It's just so fun. That then brings us over to Silphcore with the rival. Now, the rival started to tank hits on the last time we faced him. He's now got a Pidgeot that still knows Sand Attack, so we need to take it out quickly. It happens in one hit. Gyarados, we've not been able to take out in one, and this time it's actually going to be a 3-hit KO. Unless we get a critical, now it's a 2-hit KO. Growlithe should be a 1-hit with Bubble Beam. And there we go, level 41. Alakazam is out next. We will surely outspeed this. And one Body Slam nearly takes it out. We do get Bubble Beam disabled. Not the worst thing in the world. Probably the best move it could have done. We're going to go for Ice Beam against the Venusaur. It hits us with a massive Vine Whip. But it can't stand up to the Beam of Ice that we throw at it. So, first time victory against pretty much every trainer we've gone against. So, because we're not having to reset, we're not having to go out of our way for different strategies, we're one-shotting a lot of things. We're saving so much time. This run is a very quick run. I don't know if it's Kingler quick, because to be fair, that actually was very, very quick. Even though we had a lot of losses, we're actually doing alright. I'm not feeling worried about this run whatsoever. So, Rhyhorn is going to go down to a Bubble Beam. Easy, easy, easy. Next up is the Nidoqueen, and we can go for either Bubble Beam or we could go for Ice Beam. Either one would have worked. It's still going down no matter what. And that's Giovanni beaten in Silphcore. So that means we've only got a few more big battles left before we even need to go over to the Elite Four. And Sabrina is the next one. Now, we've been doing alright against Psychic types. We're going to use Body Slam against the Kadabra. It's got weak defences, so it makes sense. Mr. Mime is a little bit bulkier, and it's going to take 2 Body Slams to take it down. I always find it weird that Double Slap is a move that it still has. It's very, very weak normal type move. And also can hit more than double, 2 times, which makes the whole Double Slap redundant. I always found that weird as a kid growing up. And we beat Sabrina first time. This is a very, as I said earlier, this is one of the calmest runs I have done. We move on to Blaine, we've got the type advantage, we've even got the TM for Surf. Let's see how we do here. So first up is the Growlithe. We're not even going into this at full HP. 1 Surf is more than enough, we don't even need to set up. Ponyta, again, is going to go down to Surf. Next up is the Rapidash, it's going to go down to a Surf. Because we get the critical hit. Next up is Arcanine. I don't think we're going to one-shot this. We don't. Of course we don't. It's a bit bulkier than the others, but it doesn't really do anything to attack us. We got through that full fight without taking any damage. We actually left the fight with more HP than we didn't. And that brings us on to Giovanni, the 8th gym leader, the ground type specialist. And it's going to be easy. There's no two bones about it. It's going to be an easy run. Doug Trio, it doesn't even outspeed us. We're level 45 here. You know, I actually might not even go into the Elite Four using any rare candies. We're just doing so well. Golduck is performing phenomenally. It makes me interested to do a Psyduck run when that comes out. Whenever that comes up on the wheel, I think, you know, I'll choose that next time I can. Rhydon is his last Pokemon, and there really wasn't too much to talk about with this fight. As you can see, we just used Surf the entire time. And that brings us to the last challenges in this run. We need to go against the Elite Four, but before that we also have the rival to the west of Viridian. And of course he's going to start off with his Pidgeot. And we're going to start off with Ice Beam. Easy KO. Next is Rhyhorn, and another Ice Beam's going to take it out. Two attacks, two KOs. That'll stop with the Gyarados though, of course. It's now going to take 3 hits to take out the Gyarados. And he does manage to get 1 Dragon Rage in. Not the worst thing in the world. Growlithe is going to go down to a Surf, and next up should be the Alakazam. Which of course outspeeds us now. I was not expecting that. Okay. Okay, we might actually lose this one. We might actually lose this one if the Venusaur gets in the Razor Leaf. Freeze? No. Razor Leaf. And I got too cocky. I did not imagine that Alakazam was going to outspeed us, so yeah, I kind of dug my own grave with that one there. So how are we going to do this? Level 47, we took the loss, we took the experience, we're going to go straight back into it. Ice Beam doesn't get the crit this time, so it's a 2-shot on the Pidgeot. It does 1-shot the Rhyhorn, but the Gyarados comes out next, and we're going to do a big Body Slam. We don't get the paralysis, and he's going to keep using Bite and Dragon Rage, so we're actually not looking too great right now, considering we've got the Alakazam up soon. Body Slam, if we get a crit, we do take it out. It goes for Recover, thankfully, then goes for Reflect, not great, but we get the paralysis so we can take it out in the last turn. So we've got 98 HP to be able to take out this Venusaur. If we can get a freeze, that would be perfect. We get the freeze and take it out on the second hit. Oh, I love the freeze, like Ice Beam freeze. It makes me so happy when it happens. Moving into the Elite Four, of course, we always start with Lorelei. And Lorelei is going to start with a Dugong, which isn't really going to be too much of a problem whatsoever. A couple of Body Slams, she's going to start using Rest. At this point, we can then use Surf, which isn't going to do very much, so I actually switch to Dig. She wakes up, we get a critical hit, and then goes back to Rest. So this is... yeah. We're actually a little bit of a problem here, but we managed to get enough Body Slams in before we take it down. Next up is Cloyster, who has massive defenses. So Surf is going to do actually more than Dig in this circumstance, just because of its special stat. Cloyster goes down to another Surf, and we're next on the Slowbro. Body Slam's the best play here because we want to paralyze it. More times it will go for Amnesia than it will Withdraw. But either way, we want to get it paralyzed and then we can take it out with a big hit. We haven't really got too many critical hits on this run so far, considering we've actually got a decent speed stat. And Slowbro actually is quite tanky now it's set up a bit. We take it down, we go on to the Jinx, which is weak to ground type moves. So we're going to go with Dig, and it's still not a one-shot move. But because it is quite weak, we take it down. Leaves us with the Lapras, and Lapras does big damage. And takes us onto 2 HP. If we get the paralysis, we do, but it's not enough. And Lapras takes us out. So what do we need to do differently here? Not very much really. We know what works on this Dugong now. We want to paralyze it, because then it won't use Rest. If it does, it might use Growl, but we get through without taking any damage. Cloyster, we know Dig is the best move here. And if not, we're going to go for Surf. Spike Cannon does 4 hits. Of course it always does 4 hits. It always does the maximum amount of hits it could possibly do whenever someone else is using it. But we take it down with a couple of Surfs. Next up is the Slowbro. So I'm going to go for the Body Slam. We want that paralysis. And we want to hit it as many times as possible before it starts using Withdraw. 4 Body Slams later, it goes down after just spamming Amnesia for some reason. Next up is Jinx, and Dig was the best player last time. It's going to be the same here. And that just leaves the Lapras. So can we get the paralysis this time? We miss the Confuse Ray, Body Slam connects, and we don't get the paralysis, but one more should hit it. There we go. And that's Lorelei with a Golduck. You know, considering Bruno is up next, I might not even heal for this next fight. It'll save us a little bit of time, but it's Bruno. Like, water types do very, very well against him. I did end up healing in the end. And surfing the Onyx is going to be all we need to do. In fact, it's probably all we're going to need to do for all of his Pokemon. We've got the same type attack bonus on Surf. And there's 3 Pokemon down, 4 Pokemon down with another Surf. Can we get the 5-shot with Surf and take out this Machamp in one? No, we can't. They only did half damage. But either way, that's Bruno beaten without taking any damage, and we move on to Agatha. So Agatha is definitely the one I'm most scared of in this Elite Four. Mostly because I don't want to be put to sleep and I don't want to be confused, which she seems to do every single run. We're going to go for Dig. We do outspeed, which is very good, and Dig does fantastic damage. It takes it out in one. We're off to a very good start here. Golbat is weak to Ice Beam, so we're going to go with that, and it nearly takes it out. But with a retroactive Super Potion, we don't have to worry about taking any damage. We've gone Dig against the Arbok, because it switched from the Haunter, and we nearly take it out, but she keeps just going for Super Potions. Now she's only got Haunter, and she's only got Gengar left. We outspeed all of them, and as long as we can outspeed, we will win this without losing any HP. And there we go. There's Agatha beaten with a Golduck without losing any HP. We haven't lost any HP on 2 Elite Four members now. And that just leaves Lance. Lance has got mostly Dragon-type Pokemon. I mean, his Gyarados and his Aerodactyl aren't Dragon-type, but in Gen 1 there was only one evolution line of dragons, so what do you expect? First up is the Gyarados, and of course we're going to have to go for a freeze chance. Do we get it? Come on, freeze. No, we didn't get it. We did get a good hit on it though, but he Hyper Potions, and of course we're going to go for Body Slam. We get the Paralysis, of course we get the Paralysis, and Dragon Rage does 40 damage. So not too bad of a start really. Ice Beam now just decimates the Dragonair. We don't even need to set up with the Badge Boost glitch. And there goes the second Dragonair. We're nice and calm. We're nice and calm. There's no need to panic at the moment. And of course Dragonite is 4 times weak to ice. It's a nice comfortable victory against Lance. This is the calmest run that I have done in my entire playlist so far. And we also learned Hydro Pump. I don't think we need it to be fair. Let's see how we do against the champion. Wacko, you're going down. His first Pokemon he's going to start off with is going to be his Pidgeot, which, it's not going to be too much of a problem. We've got Ice Beam, that should be more, well we've got Blizzard now, so as long as we don't miss like we did there, we should take it out in one. And we do, without even taking the Sky Attack. Next up's the Alakazam. And of course he sets up Reflect, so we need to switch to Surf. Surf going to do, it's going to do big damage. And we outspeed. We outsped the Alakazam. Oh, this is a good run. I like this run. Rhydon is going to go down to 1 Surf. Gyarados, biggest threat on his team, I would say. We're going to go for Blizzard if we get the freeze chance. We don't, but we do get Leered, which is going to add to the Badge Boost glitch. We paralyze him and he goes for Dragon Rage. So that means we can take him down the next turn quite comfortably. And level 60... we can just use Surf on the Arcanine, and it goes down. Last up is the Venusaur, and I'm kind of worried for this, but it's the reason why we put Blizzard on, because it does big damage. He's going to go for Mega Drain, and that nearly one-shots us. It might be time to panic. It might be... we get the freeze. Oh, what a time to get the freeze. First time champion. Oh wow. We beat the champion first time because of a lucky freeze. I love it when this happens. So you might have seen there we were on level 60 when we managed to beat the rival. So we managed to finish the game on level 60 at 3 hours 20 minutes. So Kingler was only just faster. It's kind of annoying. But there's 2 really good runs. There's 2 really top tier runs. And they're both water Pokemon, so this really shows the power of water Pokemon in Gen 1 really. the amount that they just decimate the entire game. But this is why we do these runs. We like to figure this out. I'm wondering what's going to come up on the wheel next. I'm getting a bit bored of doing water types. We've done quite a lot in these most recent 10. So I think we need a real challenge on this next video. So let's see what comes up on the wheel. And whether it's going to be a good challenge or not. So first up on the wheel, let's give it a spin. And it is Vaporeon. Another water Pokemon, really? Really, dude? Give me something else. Rattata. Oh, yeah. Hakuna Rattata. Let's go. Psyduck. Oh, I did say I was going to do Psyduck, but I need a break from water Pokemon. We're going with Rattata for the next run. Okay, guys. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, share, all of that YouTube stuff. You legends. Really helps out the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And we will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.